I trade spot and futures on BYDFi, and if you want to set up an account now, send me a message once you've created your account with your username and UID on Telegram, and I'll put you into a randomly selected prize draw. I've got $10, $20 and $50 gift cards to give out, which basically go against your trading fees, giving you free trading fees basically until the gift cards run out. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's get our look at what's going on with crypto. So I'll tell you what, we'll just start with Bitcoin, giving us a basic overview. So this is quite early on in the day. You just finished the school drop-off really, so it's not even 9 o'clock here. And what we see is a nice big dump with a wick which has been reabsorbed so far. And again, it's early days. You want to see this closure, really see where we stand. But at this very moment in time, move above the 20 moving average and just a little bit below the 21. So effectively, that's 65% more likelihood to stay above this center of the range, and we're getting picked up basically a front run before the Bollinger Band center itself. So it's quite a good look so far, I have to say. Also, this purple zone being the area where we do not want to see closures below, because that would probably, even though it's above a Bollinger Band, it would probably indicate further down to the upper 30s, and then see where we go from there. You know, it's been uptrending for a little while. Now remember, as I've been saying for a little while, Bitcoin is feeling overheated. You know, it is feeling overheated. Let's have a look at that money flow index read right now. So obviously this is a brand new week. We're now sitting at, right, 94, so almost 95. So at this point now, it is definitely scary, to be honest, because that is, and I'll just show you again, you know, just to hit this message home, right? So this is the bubble pop territory for Bitcoin itself, right? So 2017 into 18, 2019, 2020 into 2021, you know, December 2023. So what, you know, let's just recognize what it is that we're looking at now. We're looking at something that doesn't particularly end well. That was a, what was it, 85% retrace, 65% retrace. From here was an immediate 30 and then continued to effectively an 85. So I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. We're not going to go into a bear market, but this is the area on Bitcoin where it basically says, I've had enough. That's what it's saying. Now, it hasn't hit that trend line yet, and the money flow index on the weekly is absolutely a lagger. It lags. We know this, right? It's a lagger. It's a weekly money flow index chart, right? So of course it's going to give you an idea. It's going to give you a red flag. It's not going to say exit all trades, enter into 1000x short position right now. It's a weekly money flow index, right? So we use this to determine when the order books are at its highest, when the best time to dump would be, or to sell effectively would be, and also what to expect, you know, for the coming month or longer, which effectively has always, even in the form of this one, always formed some form of consolidation. So if we just go back to the most recent one where we hit that overheated read, we stretched outside of the Bollinger Band. We came down 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row and front run that 10 exponential, which is currently sitting at 37,300 if it were to do it this week. That's where it would be. If it were to do it over a period of weeks, it would be around the upper 30s still. Which again, as far as the Ichimoku cloud is concerned, we've had this trend signal generated from around about that level. It's only going to be cancelled if we see this candle, if this Chiku span touches and closes within the price action, which is going to be 30,000, and that'll be 30,000 over the next couple of months. So we need to stay above 30,000 effectively for the next 2 months in order for this trend signal to take place. So a dump from, well, let's just measure it from the peak, shall we, down to 30,000. Well, I mean, that is a 30% retrace, which is basically the same as this one. It was about a 30% retrace. So that's Bitcoin for you. Let's have a look at Ethereum, which is obviously still above that support zone here, that 2,150. So that again is not a big deal. We are in the midst of generating a trend signal. In fact, this has generated a trend signal. All right, so Ethereum has created a trend signal. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about a blue cross the red here. That's your conversion baseline cross. we've got price action above the cloud, and we've got the Chiku span above the price. So that's all we care about. And to cancel this out, just like Bitcoin, the Chiku span needs to close in the price on a weekly, which would be a closure, you know, below 1850, and again, similar type of time frame over the next 2 months. Okay, that's cool. That is kind of cool. All right, so we've got a weekly trend signal. Again, it's a weekly. It's going to be a lagger. It might not even mean anything, but it's there. It exists. Right then. So in that case, let's take ourselves to traditional. Actually, before we go to stocks and Forex, let's just stay on this total 2, which has done the same as Bitcoin, dumped down into a 21 exponential. And front run the daily Bollinger Band Centan is being bought back up, and you know, again, so far it looks quite good. It's very early, but so far it looks quite good. So this does look like another dip buy, despite the 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence, which at this point you could argue has played. Let's check the 4 hourly. 4 hourly is hanging on to that 50 exponential moving average, so we wicked down below it, and then the last 2 candle bodies have closed above it. And the wick's being supported on it. Pretty overheated read over here. You can see now on the money flow index. The money flow index is, I always consider it to be relevant, and that's at 93. So again, it's a 4 hourly. Now it's more or less reset. So it looks all right. You could consider this a portion of a golden cross retest. A full retest would be all the way down to the 200 exponential, which would be another, well, let's measure this out just so we can scare ourselves on Monday morning. Oh my God, no, please no. So it's actually only a 7% drop further from where we are right now for altcoin market cap, including Ethereum. So it's actually not that bad, to be honest. So if we did see continuation down, dip buys would be appropriate, provided we stay above this level. It would be, again, golden cross retest. Now I imagine that would be the same for Ethereum, because Ethereum is basically the same chart, really. It pretty much does lead that. So Ethereum is actually a little worse, as it has lost the 50 exponential. And then the 200 exponential is around 6% drop. So we could be seeing more downside in the short term before we get picked up, which would, you know, normally, and I say normally, not everything. It's not 100% success rate, but you know, just, I don't know the exact statistics, but we play these signals often enough. I'll probably say it's along the lines of a 70% chance of a V-shaped recovery from this level. It's an ultimate entry point. So you could target a V-shaped recovery back up to the previous high, maybe higher. And again, with those trend signals in play and all the good stuff, then yeah. So what do we have on the total 2? We do have trend signals generated on this one also. So this one's got trend signal. Should we have a look at total 3? Should we do that? I'm talking to myself. Obviously, I'm going to do that. Total 3 has this generated a trend signal a little while back, actually. No, it didn't. Unfortunately, no, it didn't. No, that's fine. Close to it, but it didn't do it. Okay, fair enough. So it's all about Ethereum and Bitcoin and total 2. Total 3's not done it, but this is again an afterthought of the market. Let's check the daily. What's going on the daily? Daily's fine. It's much the same as Ethereum and total 2. Fair enough. All right, that's fine. So yeah, what I've said is, effectively, it does look like a buy the dip already, but a further 6% on altcoins. Generally speaking, we're talking Ethereum and total 2 should result in a V-shaped recovery. Right, let's start now on the really boring stuff, like Dixie. Okay, so Dixie on the daily, but still pushing that 200 exponential with a 50 above it. 104.5, probably looking to reject from there if we got there. This is based on the daily. But strength is not the appropriate word, but potential reversal is probably more appropriate. 104.3, 104.6. So we're looking for an area around here for a rejection. Break above here should easily start to see a trend moving back up again. And what you'd be looking for at this point now would be an uptrend on the Dixie. So that would be a bit of a problem for us. Let's have a look at stocks. So S&P futures still trending up. It's basically unchanged, but it's very early on in the day. Resetting, no bearish divergence at this stage now. So reset, moving up, approaching that that previous local high. A break above here would actually see a decent move, which would probably move up to its. Well, to be honest with you, just around its previous all-time high. We'll front run it ever so slightly for those wicks, but around 4,760 thereabouts if we get this break here. So actually stocks look okay. So Dixie undecided, not weak but not strong. It's but looks like it wants to go up. S&P wanting to break, I would say at this stage now. Let's bring it down a notch again to that 4 hourly. Yeah, so it's struggling with the resistance, but it's pushing it. So I'd probably go out of my way and say that it is more likely to break it, but until we see the break, expect rejection. That sounds like a bit of a contradiction. Every single resistance needs to be treated as such. Expect rejection at resistance. That's always the way to do it. Every single support ought to be thought about as support. That's always the way. At the moment, we're pushing resistance, although I believe it to break based on the daily's momentum. We have not broken it yet. Once a break takes place, continuation. That's how it's going to roll on this one. So stocks actually look okay, I would say. Right, so long story short, we'll see how the day unfolds. It's pretty early on. Again, Bitcoin remaining above the 42,000 would be great because that is the area that we want to be above for immediate continuation. If it continues to go back down towards the bottom of the box, a little bit scared. If we close below the box, I would be particularly worried. And absolutely, if we close below 40,000, it's pretty much a done deal that this has already reached its top, like the money flow index has been warning us for a while. So if you're wondering about what I'm looking to do right now, you know, because I imagine everyone's like, oh, what is he going to do? He doesn't seem to know. I'll tell you what I've done. I've added to some altcoins at this point because it's worth the risk. Because if we just still take it back to the total 2, the risk to reward is still quite good. We've got the breakout, and we've got the trend signals. We're above areas which haven't particularly yet got scary, and from here all the way up to well, where's it going to be? What am I doing? I'm always so flustered this morning. Monday mornings, just getting back into the rhythm of a week. So the risk to reward is currently a 30%, we'll call it, 29% to the up, for a 5% to the down. So that's measuring the risk to reward. So in the interim, based on what we see right now, that's good risk to reward. So it's worthy of trying it as far as I'm concerned. But it's also not worthy of harvesting kidneys, selling them on the dark net, you know, taking out loans with my kids as collateral. That's not the type of risk I'm looking to incur. But putting some of that cash that we've made over the last 3 months back into the market on a dump like what we've seen today is not a bad idea. Although it's no guarantee, but at the moment the odds are in favour of continuation up, even if we do pull back to the tune of 6% or a little more before we think, all right, that was a bad decision. But the risk to reward is good, and this is just based on the total market cap. We're talking about Ethereum and altcoins particularly. So good risk to reward still, but recognizing the danger and probably seeing if this trade does materialize and we do move into some altcoin rallies, which we might do because that's what the charts suggest at the moment. Still taking profit because historically, bang, 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 it's gonna happen. So whatever happens now should be seen as kind of short-term stuff, sailing it out throughout the week. If it is good, taking profit all the way up. If it is bad, cutting losses as well. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.